Good morning, my name is Tan Lee. I'm here to talk to you about brain-computer interface technology. Up until now, our communication with machines has always been limited to conscious and explicit forms, whether it's something we do every day like turning on the lights with a switch, or even more complex like programming. We've always had to give a command or even a series of commands to a machine in order for it to do something for us. Communication between people, on the other hand, is a lot more complex and also a lot more interesting because we take into account a lot more than what is explicitly expressed. We observe facial expressions, body language, and we can intuit feelings and emotions from our dialogue with one another. Our vision is to introduce this whole new realm of human interaction into human-computer interaction, so that computers can understand not only what you direct it to do, but it can also observe and respond to your facial expressions and emotional experiences. And what better way to do this than by interpreting the signals naturally produced by our brain, our center for control and experience. And whilst this may sound like a pretty straightforward idea, the task wasn't easy for two main reasons. First, the detection algorithms. Our brain is made up of billions of active neurons. When these neurons interact, the chemical reaction emits an electrical impulse which can be measured. The majority of our functional brain is distributed over the outer surface layer of the brain, and to increase the area available for mental capacity, the brain's surface is highly folded. This cortical folding presents a significant challenge for interpreting the surface electrical impulses. Even though a signal may come from the same functional part of the brain, by the time the structure has been folded, its physical location is very different between individuals, even identical twins. The other challenge that we face is in the device for collecting the brainwaves. EEG measurements typically involve a hairnet with an array of sensors, and a technician will place the electrodes onto your scalp using a conductive gel or paste, only after a procedure of preparing the scalp by light abrasion. So as you can imagine, it's not the most comfortable process. What we've been able to come up with is a 14-channel high-fidelity EEG acquisition system. It doesn't take any scalp preparation, no conductive gel or paste. It only takes a few minutes to put on and for the signals to settle. And it's also wireless, so you have the freedom to move around. And compared to the tens of thousands of dollars that you would normally pay for a conventional EEG system, this device is only several $100s. In terms of the algorithms, we mentioned that our objective is to mirror more closely the way that humans interact with each other. So we're now able to detect facial expressions, emotional experiences, and cognitive intent, which is your ability to manipulate an object simply by thinking about it. And as you can imagine, there can be many possible application areas for this new form of interface technology. In games and virtual worlds, for example, you can use your facial expressions naturally and intuitively to control an avatar, or even, experience the fantasy of magic by being able to control the universe with your mind. In advertising, market research, or usability testing, you can actually gain true insight into how people are experiencing or responding, or how engaged they are with the material that is being presented to them. Another area that we're particularly excited about is being able to use this technology in emotion-guided search. Many of us now have thousands of songs, photos, video clips in our personal collection. And I don't know about you, but I find it impossible to find a photo that I took 3 or 4 years ago from a volume that's labeled, starting with DSC or IMG. And it's just, it's impossible. So by actually recording your emotional state while you're listening to music or viewing a photo album or, just watching a video clip, you could actually create tags for these emotional experiences so that they can be indexed and used later on, so that music can self-select based on your mood, or by recalling an experience, you can actually find the photo or the segment within the video clip that you were looking for. So that's pretty fun. The other thing that we can do is we can apply this technology to actual objects in our physical world, such as being able to control the movement of a robot or a prosthetic limb. Another area is in smart home integration or smart office integration, where you can control everything from the ambient environment to the lighting, the sound, the climate control. It acts like another smart remote control that senses your body. And finally, there are opportunities to use this in life-changing applications as well. We've seen some transformative effects on people's lives when used in the context of rehabilitation. And, we are really only scratching the surface of what is possible with this technology today. And we hope that you can engage with us in a dialogue and help us to shape where this technology can go from here. Thank you very much.